The air is thick with salt and diesel, a modern perfume for an ancient calling. Each breath you take is a reminder that you are both a part of this moment, and a link in a chain stretching back through centuries of seafarers. The gentle roll of the deck beneath your feet, the distant cry of gulls, and the rhythmic thrum of the engines all blend into a symphony of anticipation. Imagine standing on the deck of the Trinidad II as dawn breaks, the city of Seville fading behind you. The golden light spills across the water, painting the waves with promise. Behind you, the world you know grows smaller, while ahead, the horizon stretches out, vast, mysterious, and full of possibility. The engines hum, but the feeling in your chest is timeless. The thrill of the unknown, the pull of the open ocean. You grip the railing, feeling the cool metal and the spray on your skin, and realize that this sensation is shared with every explorer who has ever set out into uncertainty. This journey is not for conquest or gold, but to honor the spirit of human endeavor, a modern echo of Magellan's courage. Each mile traveled is a tribute to those who dared to dream beyond the edge of the map, who risked everything for the sake of discovery. 270 men once sailed into the unknown, facing monsters on their maps and terrors in their hearts. Their ships creaked with the weight of hope and fear, and every sunrise brought new questions. Would they find land or only endless sea? Our monsters are metaphorical, our maps digital, but the challenge remains, to push past the comfortable and known. Technology may guide us, but it cannot quiet the doubts that whisper in the dark, nor can it replace the courage required to venture into the unfamiliar. As the last sliver of land vanishes, a primal fear touches us all, a reminder that, for all our progress, we are still small beings in a vast world. The ocean's immensity humbles us, stripping away illusions of control and leaving only our determination and hope. This voyage bridges centuries, connecting our world of instant information to theirs of profound mystery. We navigate with satellites and screens, yet the questions that drive us are the same. What lies beyond? What will we discover about the world and about ourselves? We follow their path, not just as a line on a map, but as a journey of the soul, seeking to understand their hardships and marvel at their discoveries. Each wave we cross is a step into their story, and each challenge we face brings us closer to the heart of exploration. As the Trinidad II cuts through the waves, we are not just explorers, we are storytellers, ready to write our own chapter in the grand saga of exploration. Our journey is a living tribute, a testament to the enduring human spirit that refuses to be confined by the horizon. Our hearts beat in time with the ghosts of the past, echoing their courage and carrying their dreams forward into the unknown. The sea calls and we answer, not just with ships and sails, but with the same hope, wonder, and bravery that has always defined those who dare to explore. Who was Ferdinand Magellan? Not a king, but a Portuguese navigator with salt water in his veins and a fire in his soul. Rejected by Portugal, he took his dream of a westward route to the Spice Islands to Spain, convincing King Charles to fund his audacious plan. 5 aging ships, a motley crew, and a mission: find the westward passage, claim the Spice Islands, and prove the world could be circumnavigated. In an age of dragons on maps, Magellan's voyage was the moonshot of the 16th century, a quest for knowledge and glory. On September 20th, 1519, they set sail, their futures as uncertain as the weather, pointed toward the edge of the known world. The Atlantic greeted them with fury, towering waves, blinding rain, and a battle for survival. Provisions spoiled quickly, biscuits turned to weevil-infested powder, water grew foul, and meat became rancid. Hunger and scurvy weakened the men, their bodies and spirits tested daily. As they sailed along Brazil, the crew encountered strange lands and cultures, trading trinkets for food and water. These encounters were a tense dance, moments of peace, but also suspicion and fear. The relentless storms forged the crew in hardship, while disease and hunger tested their endurance. Every day was a struggle against the sea, starvation, and despair. The promise of the Spice Islands seemed distant, almost impossible. The Atlantic had been a fierce gatekeeper, and the worst was yet to come. Still, they pressed on, deeper into the unknown. After months of relentless struggle against the unforgiving Atlantic, battered by storms and battered by uncertainty, the fleet faced its greatest challenge yet: finding a passage through the wild, uncharted lands of South America. The men were exhausted, their ships weather-beaten and their spirits frayed by the endless horizon. For weeks they scoured the jagged coastline, searching desperately for a way through. Each inlet and bay brought only disappointment and dashed hopes. As the bitter winds of winter descended, the cold seeped into their bones and morale plummeted. Hunger gnawed at them, and the endless waiting bred suspicion and fear. Tensions boiled over, and mutiny erupted among the desperate crew. Magellan responded with ruthless resolve. He crushed the rebellion without mercy, executing the ringleaders, marooning the traitors, and making it clear to all there would be no turning back. The journey would continue, no matter the cost. His iron will held the expedition together, even as hope seemed to slip away. Then, in October 1520, a miracle. Hidden between snow-capped mountains and icy winds, they discovered a narrow, treacherous channel winding through the southern tip of the continent. It was the passage they had dreamed of, the Strait of Magellan, a gateway to the unknown. For 38 harrowing days, they navigated this perilous waterway, battling fierce currents and freezing temperatures. The cost was high. One ship was lost to the merciless elements, and nearly all hope of resupply vanished. Supplies dwindled, and the men grew weaker, but they pressed on, driven by the promise of discovery. At last, emerging from the labyrinth of rocks and ice, the battered fleet sailed into a vast, calm expanse. The water was so tranquil, so different from the chaos behind them, that Magellan named it the Mar Pacifico, the peaceful sea. For a moment, the crew allowed themselves to hope. Relief and triumph washed over the weary sailors. Against all odds, they had survived mutiny, starvation, and the world's most treacherous waterway. They embraced, laughed, and wept, knowing they had achieved what many thought impossible. As they gazed out at the endless blue, they became the first Europeans to lay eyes on the Pacific Ocean. The sense of accomplishment was overwhelming, a reward for their suffering and courage. Yet, as the initial joy faded, a new fear crept in. The horizon stretched on forever, with no sign of land, no promise of rescue. The unknown loomed before them, vast and intimidating. They had no idea how immense this so-called peaceful sea truly was. The Pacific was a world unto itself, endless, mysterious, and utterly unforgiving. The hardest part of their journey was just beginning. With dwindling supplies and only the stars to guide them, the crew steeled themselves for whatever lay ahead. Before them stretched the unknown, limitless, daunting, and full of peril. But with courage and determination, they sailed on into history. The Pacific's calm was a cruel deception. Magellan underestimated its size. Weeks became months as they drifted across an endless blue desert. Provisions vanished. The men ate oxhide, sawdust, even rats, anything to survive. Scurvy ravaged the crew, bodies decaying, hope fading. At least 19 died, their bodies consigned to the sea. The ship became a floating graveyard, haunted by starvation and despair. The psychological toll was immense. Madness and hopelessness set in. Yet through sheer stubbornness, some survived. Their endurance was a miracle, a testament to the refusal to die. Now imagine our modern voyage aboard Trinidad II, a vessel equipped with the latest technology, satellite navigation, and comforts unimaginable to explorers of the past. We approach the shores of a remote, uncontacted island, its coastline pristine and wild, a place where the outside world has barely left a trace. Our arrival is quiet. Drones and cameras, not cannons and crossbows. We come not as invaders but as observers, our presence marked by curiosity and respect. We observe from a respectful distance, guided by a principle of non-interference, witnessing a culture that has thrived for generations, untouched by the modern world's relentless pace. Their knowledge of nature humbles us. Their wisdom is profound. Every plant, every animal, every tradition holds meaning, passed down through centuries. Our first contact is careful, respectful, a gesture of peace, not conquest. We offer gifts, not demands, and listen more than we speak. For Magellan and his crew, discovery meant possession. New lands were claimed, mapped, and often exploited. For us, discovery means preservation and learning. We seek to understand, to document, and to protect what we find. We are not conquerors, but students, documenting and protecting rather than claiming. Our tools are notebooks and cameras, not swords and flags. This encounter is a conversation across centuries, a meeting of old and new worlds where the past and present intertwine. It's a powerful reminder of how exploration has changed, from conquest to curiosity, from taking to learning. The greatest treasures are not spices or gold, not riches to be taken, but the stories, traditions, and wisdom we encounter. The true wealth lies in the diversity of human experience, in the connections we make and the understanding we gain. As we sail away, we carry a lesson with us, a reminder that every culture, every way of life has value and deserves respect. Our way of life is just one among many, and the world is richer for its endless variety. Magellan navigated by sun and stars, trusting crude instruments and intuition. His maps were riddled with myth and error. Every day was a step into the unknown. The courage to trust such tools in a world of uncertainty is hard to fathom today. Now, on Trinidad 2, glowing screens and satellites pinpoint our position to within feet. Digital charts, autopilot, and instant communication have transformed exploration. The existential fear of being lost is gone, the physical danger diminished. But in gaining certainty, have we lost something profound? When the journey is mapped in advance, does it lose its power to transform? The magic of the unknown is harder to find, but the spirit of discovery endures. Now place yourself on our modern vessel. You are a volunteer, scientist, artist, historian, chosen for your passion and skill. Your role is to observe, document, and understand, not just to survive. Camaraderie is forged through shared purpose, not desperation. The hardships are psychological, isolation, responsibility, the challenge of conveying ore to a world saturated with information. You are an active participant in humanity's oldest tradition, the quest to see what lies beyond the horizon. Your insights and art become part of the story. You are a link in the long chain of exploration, a heavy, thrilling responsibility. As Trinidad II completes its circumnavigation, reflection settles over the crew. We have traced Magellan's path, not just as a line on a map, but as a journey through history and wonder. The spirit that drove Magellan, relentless curiosity, remains unchanged. His voyage proved the world's shape, revealed the Pacific scale, and changed history. Our journey, too, is a call to action, to protect wild places, respect diversity, and never lose our sense of awe. The horizon is not just a line on the sea, but the boundary of our knowledge and imagination. As long as we are curious, the great human adventure will never end.